Okay, I'm gonna try something and it's gonna work. I hope. I'm doing a stream of grinding, basically. Well, not grinding like I did in the past, more like sorting my garbage. If I look in my inventory, you'll see that it takes a while to load and that I have 8,000 weight. So, yeah. First things first, this is just what I do when I sort my stuff off camera. I dump out all the food. Oh no, I wanted to keep those apple pie. Gosh dang it. Yes, kitty cat, I know. Cat is here. He's keeping us company. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. What a nice little cat. Unfortunately, it does take a while to put stuff away because I have so much stuff in my inventory, it just lags the game. Yeah, basically this is what's going on. Putting away cheese wheels one at a time. You wanted to say something? You wanted to come talk to me so you can give me something interesting to talk about. I have lots of interesting opinions on lots of semi-interesting things. Do I have any vinegar in my inventory? I don't. That's good. Vinegar is my enemy. Also, it has a dumb texture now because I broke something. I don't know what don't know what it is that I broke, but it is broken. Raw bear meat. Where did I get that? Raw fox meat. How? He's stretching out his little cat feet, but he's might fall off. I hit the button too fast, and it thinks that I didn't want to do what I'm wanting to do, and then it kicks me out of the menu. That should be enough of that. What else? Baskets. I gotta put my baskets away. They go in the basket case because baskets are quite important, in case you were unaware. Yep, in one of these kind of baskets. Nice. We got cards. 2 cards. What kind of cards we got, huh? We've got Shadows 5. Did we have Shadows 5? Probably. Shadows 5, we had 2 of them. Spiders 3, I definitely know we had that one. I'm like 80% sure. Yeah, Spiders 3 we had. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Gotta put stuff in here. This is the sell pile for stuff that I know that I'm gonna sell. Like scrolls that no one has ever used. Has anyone ever used scrolls in Skyrim? I don't think so. Oh, hey, Webmets. How's it going? I didn't see you there. I was not expecting anyone. I put boring in the title for a reason. I'm still playing on Legendary Edition. I have downloaded Special Edition and I'm building a game for it, but I'm going to take a lot more than the week I built this one in. And by building, I mean legacy update. Well, oh no, I had like 300 mods downloaded for Special Edition. I'm gonna have to new legacy update. So, oh, Legacy of the Dragonborn. Right. Oh, that's so cool. Man, that's such a good mod. I've been doing a lot of the quests for that mod. So good. Yeah, so good. I'm in the meantime, I'm still trying to do the 100% of this janky build I got. Well, I mean, I say build, the you know, mod pack, if that's the right word. God, it's lagging. Oh, damn it, I wanted that. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna stop that for now because that's depressing. Uh-huh. Yeah, Legend of Legacy of the Dragonborn. Really good mod. Love that one. I found the Here There Be Monsters mod had 2 sequels, and I was looking into those. The Giant Monsters mod. There are too many really cool things for me to ever do all of it, you know? It's almost depressing, but like then I think about it some more and it isn't depressing at all because it's so cool. Buckets, cast iron. If there's anything else you wanted to talk about, or if you were just stopping in to say hi, that's fine. Like I said, I put boring in the title for a reason. I'm just gonna sit here and like think about stuff, I guess. Maybe I should think out loud, but I don't know. I guess thinking quietly is probably not the best idea as a streamer. Wait, I thought I just put that stuff away. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I do have good kitty. Yeah, baby. I could, since it is boring, I could go like this. And just have cat cam the entire time. It's not a bad idea. Oh. Sleepy kitty cat. We got chill stream. We got. Yeah, that's all we got. That's all I got anyway. Yeah. It's just a slow click, click, click of me slowly putting things away because the game's laggy because I have 7,000 weight worth of garbage in my inventory. There we go. I do still want to talk though. Like, just as a person sitting here doing stuff, I want to like talk because I usually sit here and I do this in quiet, and I like watch YouTube videos. What about you, Cat? No, he's asleep. I need something to like read when I'm doing this. Need like bedtime stories for a chill stream. But I don't want like preferably non-copyrighted bedtime stories. So I'll do that. I'll do a Google search for that. Keeping all the bones in my inventory because I want to turn them into bone meal because I have enough bones. Audiobooks of Skyrim. Well, like, I have on the other monitor here, I have all of the books in Skyrim pulled up in a separate tab. And I could read, like, if you wanted me to read about Deathbrand from the book in Skyrim, I could read the story of Deathbrand out loud. But, yeah, that's a bit loud. Maybe I can turn that down? There we go. That is not down at all. Okay, whatever. It'll be just for a while. Deathbrand, what does he do? Okay, that's enough of that. Any more things in here that I have to put away? Probably not. Yeah, no, nothing else. Yeah, that's a quest item. Okay. Put away this. Don't even need to pay attention to this. Shush, shush, baby, shush, shush. Here we have Deathbrand, a pirate's tale. Hacknir Deathbrand was dying. For Garuk Windrime, the ship's quartermaster, it was unthinkable. His grandfather had served under Hacknir, nigh on 60 years before, and even then he was a legend among the pirates of the north. The King of Ghosts, they called him, as eternal and pitiless as the sea he sailed. To Garuk, who had seen him charge into battle clad in armor of gleaming starum like the kings of old, his twin swords scything men like grass, Hacknir was practically a god. But none feared Hacknir more than his own crew. They knew his rages, his fits of madness, how he delighted in torture and murder for its own sake. And there were even darker rumors. Some said he fed upon the blood and souls of those he killed to extend his unnatural life. Some thought him a Daedra, loosed upon the mortal world. And others said he owed his life and power, his armor and his swords, to a pact with a dragon, prince of destruction. And the seal of that pact was the terrible wound that scarred his face, never to heal, the death brand, which no man could look upon without flinching. All these things ran through Garuk's mind as he took his place on deck at the head of the crew, exchanging a curt nod with Thalin, the ship's helmsman, and his chief rival. By sundown, he thought one of them would be captain, the other would be dead. When Haknir finally emerged from his cabin, the crew fell silent. He looked frail, his voice raspy, but even so he had a presence about him. As he looked over his men, the most brutal murderers ever to ply the northern seas, not one could meet his gaze. At last he sighed. "You wish to know who will be my successor, and how my share of the treasure shall be divided." Oh, I said his voice was raspy. I didn't do a raspy voice. Oh well. That was the question, but even so, there were murmurs of protest. Haknir cut them off. All these years, I have looked for one who is worthy to take my place, or strong enough to take it from me. Not one of you even comes close, and so none of you shall it be. He extended his hand. In Dagon's name, I place a curse upon my armor and my swords, this ship and all it carries, until the day when one of you can best me in combat. You shall not have a single coin. He looked at them. Be grateful I have left you with your lives. Garuk and Thalin shared a single glance. Had anyone else said such a thing, there would have been mutiny. 100 treasure-mad pirates against one old man? But this was Haknir. The crew was silent. Haknir threw a map at Garuk's feet. Garuk, take a longboat, bury my armor in the places I have marked. Thalin, we sail to my tomb, where you shall leave me with my gold. Then burn your ships, and do as you will. I am your captain no more. And with that he turned and stalked back into his quarters. At daybreak, Garuk took his leave and set out in a longboat with 3 of his men. They landed on a shoal to the north of Solstheim, at the place Haknir had marked, made camp and began to dig. But already greed stirred in Garuk's heart. Time and again he glanced at the iron-bound chest they had brought with him. The old man was gone, perhaps already dead, his orders foolish. That night Garuk pried open the chest and drew out the helm within. Stalrim shimmered in the moonlight. It was time for a new king of ghosts to arise. He placed the helmet on his head. And he screamed. And it is said you can hear that screaming still on moonlit nights on a rocky shoal off the northern coast of Solstheim. Postscript. This story is one of the last in the Haknir saga, the tales surrounding life and adventures of the legendary pirate king Haknir Deathbrand. How much of it is actually true, indeed, if any of it is true, I'll leave to the reader's discretion. Artis Dralin, House Reader and Scribe. And that's the end. Part of me wants to read another one. I like reading stories, especially out loud. I always used to read stories to my little sister when she was growing up. My parents would come and listen too because they liked it. Even at school when we got chose to read out from the book, people always wanted me to do it because I had such a, I don't know, maybe I just got into it too much. And I thought it was funny, but I like to think it was because I'm good at it. The only problem is all the books in Skyrim are like kind of annoying, right? They're all sad and they have bad endings and it's not the best. Let's see what tragedy in black I could read. That doesn't sound fun though. A dance in fire. Okay, let's see about that one. Ah, damn it. Hmm. Oh, right. I was supposed to be reading a thing. I'm paying attention. I just gotta get back into something that I can put away without thinking about. Can read the Song of Perennial next, or the Real Baron Zaya. Those are long book series. Hmm. What was it I wanted to do? It was something. Still have 5,000 weight. Need to... Right, I need to... Can't read during this. I need to check the different... Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I forgot about that. The arrows. Okay, now I can go here, dump out all those things. This is from the author Warren Jarth. In the library comment. By the way, when we asked after Morand if he could make a book about Scotty that takes place in Akavir, Tedders Peterson replied thus: "What a suggestion! Poor Scotty barely survived the Bosmer. Throw him in with immortal vampire snake thingies? That's too sadistic, even for Walren Jarth, who, between the Asylum Ball, Wolf Queen, Fey Falcon, and A Dance in Fire, is pretty much well known for his dark humor. If Uriel V's army was decimated in Akavir, what are the chances of Scotty lasting 5 minutes? On the other hand, I'm pretty sure Jarth did write a series about him in Blackmarsh. If I can find a copy of it to translate it into Cyrodiilic. And Titters was able to find a copy. The tale of Decumus Scotty continues in the Argonian account. Huh. So I guess I'll read the Argonian account after this. That's cool. I like that. It's like a whole book series in here. Scene: Imperial City, Cyrodiil. Date: 7th of Frostfall, 3E397. It seemed as if the palace had always housed the Atreus Building Commission. The Atreus Building Commission, the company of clerks and estate agents who authorized and notarized nearly every construction of any note in the empire. It stood for... damn it, I keep getting distracted. It had stood for 250 years, since the reign of the Emperor Magnus. A plain-fronted and austere hall in a minor but respectable plaza in the Imperial City. Energetic and ambitious middle-class lads and ladies worked there, as well as complacent middle-aged ones like Decumus Scotty. No one could imagine a world without the commission, least of all Scotty. To be accurate, he could not imagine a world without himself in the commission. Lord Atreus is perfectly aware of your contributions, said the managing clerk, closing the shutter that demarcated Scotty's office behind him. But you know that things have been difficult. Yes, said Scotty stiffly. Lord Van Eck's men have been giving us a lot of competition lately. And we must be more efficient if we are to survive. Unfortunately, that means releasing some of our historically best but presently underachieving senior clerks. I understand. Can't be helped. I'm glad you understand, smiled the managing clerk, smiling thinly and withdrawing. That's what it says. Please have your room cleared immediately. Scotty began the task of organizing all his work to pass on to his successor. It would probably be young Imbralius who would take most of it on, which was as it should be, he considered philosophically. The lad knew how to find business. Scotty wondered idly what the fellow would do with the contracts for the new statue of Saint Alessia for which the Temple of the One had applied. Probably invent a clerical error, blame it on his old predecessor, Decumus Scotty, and require an additional cost to rectify. I have correspondence for Decumus Scotty of the Atreus Building Commission. Scotty looked up. A fat-faced courier had entered his office and was thrusting forth a sealed scroll. He handed the boy a gold piece and opened it up. By the poor penmanship, atrocious spelling and grammar, and overall unprofessional tone, it was manifestly evident who the writer was. Leodis Juris, a fellow clerk some years before who had left the commission after being accused of unethical business practices. Dear Scotty, I imagine you always wonder what happened to me. And the last place you would have expected to find me is out in the woods. But that is exactly where I am. Haha. If you're smart and want to make a lot of extra gold for Lord Atreus and yourself, haha, you'll come down to Valenwood too. If you haven't, or have been following the politics here lately, you may or may have not know there's been a war between the Boschmer and their neighbors elsewhere over the past 2 years. Things have only just calmed down, and there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt. Oh, and there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt. Now, I've got more business than I can handle, but I need someone with some clout, someone representing a respected agency to get the quill in the ink. That someone is you, my friend. Come and meet me at the Mther Pascos Tavern in Valenwood. I'll be here 2 weeks, and you won't be sorry. Signed, Joris. P.S. Bring a wagon load of timber if you can. What do you have there, Scotty? Asked a voice. Scotty started. Oh, come on. Scotty started. It was a... Oh, God, no, I didn't mean to put that away. This is what I get for not paying attention to what I'm doing. Scotty started. It was Imbralius. His damnably handsome face peeking through the shutters, smiling in a way that melted the hearts of the stingiest of patrons and the roughest of stonemasons. Scotty shoved the letter in his jacket pocket. Personal correspondence, he sniffed. I'll be cleared up here in just a moment. I don't want to hurry you, said Imbralius, grabbing a few sheets of blank contracts from Scotty's desk. I've just gone through a stack and the junior scribe's hands are all cramped up, so I thought you wouldn't miss a few. The lad vanished, and Scotty retrieved the letter and read it again. So Scritchy Scratchy Cat. He read it again. What do I do now? I still have 3,000 carry weight. Yeesh. I need to go over here and sort through my things. Oh, I probably should have checked with this before doing that. Anything to do? No. Frickin' heck. There we go. You biting your nails. What a good little cat. This. Ancient Akaviri stuff. Right, I forgot about that. Where did I get that? Crazy. Yeah, that takes forever to put away. But I need to pay attention to this part. It's kind of sad. Here's what I think. I think I'll stand right here and go like this and wait until the camera starts turning around. And I'll just keep reading because I want to keep reading. That's what I'm feeling right now, is reading and petting the cat. Scotty retrieved the letter and read it again. He thought about his life, something he rarely did. It seemed a sea of gray with a black, insurmountable wall looming. There was only one narrow passage he could see in that wall. Quickly, before he had a moment to reconsider it, he grabbed a dozen of the blank contracts with a shimmering gold leaf Atreus building commissioned by appointment, of His Imperial Majesty and hid them in the satchel with his personal effects. The next day, he began his adventure with a giddy lack of hesitation. He arranged for a seat in a caravan bound for Valenwood, the single escorted conveyance to the southeast, leaving the Imperial City that week. He had scarcely hours to pack, but he remembered to purchase a wagon load of timber. "It'll be extra gold to pay for a horse to pull that," frowned the convoy head. "So I anticipated," smiled Scotty with his best Imbralius grin. 10 wagons in all set off that afternoon through the familiar Cyrodiilic countryside, past fields of wildflowers, gently rolling woodlands, friendly hamlets. The clop of the horses' hooves against the sound stone road reminded Scotty that the Atreus building The clop of the horses' hooves against the sound stone road reminded Scotty that the Atreus Building Commission constructed it. 5 of the 18 necessary contracts for its completion were drafted by his own hand. "Very smart of you to bring..." this is a different guy. "Very smart of you to bring that wood along," said a gray-whiskered Breton man next to him on his wagon. "You must be in commerce." "Sort of," said Scotty in a way he hoped was mysterious, before introducing himself. "Decumus Scotty." "Griff Mallon," said the man. "I am a poet, and actually a translator of old Bosmer literature. I was researching some newly discovered tracks." Oh gosh, that's spinning was distracting me because it kept glitching out with the different things. Damn it. What was his voice? I forgot it. Oh gosh, was that Sanguine Vampinominum? I hope not. I have a potion of cure of that in my inventory. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh no. There we go. Right. Forgot his voice. I'll just do another one. "Griff Mallon," said the man. "I'm a poet, actually. Actually a translator of old Bosmer literature. I was researching some newly discovered tracks of the Minoriad play bar 2 years ago when the war broke out and I had to leave. You are no doubt familiar with the Minoriad, if you're aware of the Green Pact." Scotty thought the man might be speaking perfect gibberish, but he nodded his head. "Naturally, I don't pretend the Minoriad is as renowned as Me Aledian or as ancient as Dan Sir Gol, but I think it has a remarkable significance to understand the nature of the Merelithic Bosmer mind. The origin of the wood elf aversion to cutting their own wood or eating any plant material at all, yet paradoxically, their willingness to import plant stuff from other cultures, I feel, can be linked to a passage in the Minoriad." Mallon shuffled through some of his papers, searching for the appropriate text. To Scotty's vast relief, the carriage soon stopped for the night. They were high on a bluff over a gray stream, and before them was the great valley of Valenwood. Only the cry of seabirds declared the presence of the ocean to the bay. To the west, here, only the cry of seabirds declared the presence of the ocean to the bay to the west. Here the timber was so tall and wide, twisting around itself like an impossible knot begun eons ago, to be impenetrable. A few more modest trees, only 50 feet to the lowest branches, stood on the cliff at the edge of the camp. The sight was so alien to Scotty, and he found himself so anxious about the proposition of entering the wilderness, that he could not imagine sleeping. Fortunately, Malin had supposed he had found another academic with a passion for riddles of ancient cultures. Long into the night he recited Bosmer verse in the original and in his own translation, sobbing and bellowing and whispering wherever appropriate. Gradually, Scotty began to feel drowsy, but a sudden crack of wood snapping made him sit straight up. What was that? Malin smiled. I like it too. Convocation in the malignity of the moonless speculum, a dance of fire. There are some enormous birds up in the trees moving around, whispered Scotty, pointing in the direction of the dark shapes above. I wouldn't worry about that, said Malin, irritated with his audience. Now listen to how the poet characterizes Hermea Mora's invocation in the 18th stanza of the 4th book. The dark shapes in the trees were some of them perched like birds, others slithered like snakes, still others stood up straight like men. As Malin recited his verse, Scotty watched the figures softly leap from branch to branch, half gliding across the impossible distances for anything without wings. They gathered in groups, then recognized... Yeah, I'm getting tired. They gathered in groups, then reorganized until they had spread to every tree around the camp, then suddenly plummeted from the heights. Mara! Cried Scotty. They're falling like rain! Probably seed pods, Malin shrugged, not turning around. Some of the trees have remarkable... Then the camp erupted into chaos. Fires burst out in the wagons, and the horses wailed from mortal blows. Casks of wine, fresh water, and liquor gushed their contents to the ground. A nimble shadow dashed past Scotty and Malin, gathering sacks of grain and gold with impossible agility and grace. Scotty had only one glance at it, lit up by a sudden nearby burst of flame. It was a sleek creature with pointed ears, wide yellow eyes, mottled pied fur, and a tail like a whip. Werewolf! He whimpered, shrinking back. Cathay rot, groaned Malin. Much worse. Khajiit cousins, or some such thing, come to plunder. Are you sure? As quickly as they struck, the creatures retreated, diving off the bluff before the battle mage and knight, the caravan's escorts, had fully opened their eyes. Malin and Scotty ran to the precipice and saw 100 feet below the tiny figures dash out of the water, shake themselves, and disappear into the wood. Werewolves aren't acrobats like that, said Malin. Those were definitely Cathay rot. Bastard thieves. Thanks Stendar, they didn't realize the value of my notebooks. It wasn't a complete loss. And that's the end of the first book in A Dance in Fire. Ooh. Okay. Now I have a very bad headache from doing all this without any water nearby, because my water bottle is actually just dirty, and I haven't cleaned it because I'm bad. Okay, back to being boring and silent now. You're waiting for your 50-inch smart TV that you got for $200. Ah, that's nice. It's always good to have cool things like that. I wouldn't know about that. My TV is pretty big, but it's like, first of all, I never use it. Second of all, it's like broken. Not broken, but like there's like dead lines of pixels. Oh gosh. When I started talking again, the cat started purring again. What a nice Kit Kat. Hmm. I wouldn't know much about televisions. Wait, what are all these Falmer armors? Why are there so many? They look the same. That must be a bug with how bad I am at mods. It's probably that. They're just 50-inch Skyrim. Yeesh, that is big Skyrim, dude. Big Skyrim energy. That's I mean that makes sense. That's something that I would use a TV for too. Or well, I wouldn't really, because that's too big and too far away. I like to have my screen close to me. That's just me though. I wonder. Whenever I end up talking about stuff like TVs, I always get to thinking about how TV is just dying, and why that is. And I wonder, like, in the same way that radio never really died and it's still there, is TV gonna stay there? Since, uh, like it reasonably it shouldn't. Radio has a reason to stay because it doesn't take up your attention while you're driving. Or the other thing definitely does. Damn it, that's not what I wanted. The other thing, television definitely does. So it makes sense that radio didn't completely disappear. Over something like nope, forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, basically. Not even that high resolution monitors. Like you can get some super duper high resolution monitors for your computer that are theoretically in a higher resolution than you could ever get for a TV. Twenty-one sixty p. Yeah, that's. I mean, maybe I'm remembering the numbers wrong, but that sounds like I've heard of 4K, so 4K has to be a thing. So that means that yeah. So it's not that high resolution. Aha! I have remembered a thing and not made a fool of myself. It is a happy day. Um, hmm. I mean, I was talking about something, but I forgot what it was. I'm prone to forgetting things like that. Oh yeah. That's a good neck crack. Actually, Boots, I need to move my leg around. He's looking me to calm me down because I have put up such a big fuss and I was moving all around. What a good little guy. I know. I know. Hmm. I don't even know the resolution of the computer I'm playing on. It's not like something I've ever really thought about. Probably is important though. Oh, computer just gave me an update notification, but I have the volume off on that. So I have all 9 of the black fur backpacks, and I have all 9 of the white fur black backpacks, and I'm missing. Oh, I guess there's more than 9, because I have a Kine and a Kynereth here. Are those supposed to be separate? Jeez. Missing Zenithar Brown. Missing Talos Brown. Interesting. No, damn it, I didn't want to close that. Hmm. That's pretty messed up. I have 5 different instances of Falmer armor. They have different IDs, so they don't stack, but they're there. I've collected them. It's kooky. Party shoes. What a silly thing. Hmm. Hmm. That silver emerald ring looks awful purple. Look, it's purple. Don't look at me like that, cat. I know, I know. You're trying to escape. cat behind me is snoring now. Well. Hmm. You want to get down? No, you're just shifting around. Okay. I think I'm going to go take a nap and then probably apply for jobs online until I'm blue in the face because I need more of that jobs online stuff.